I've been contemplating a lot about you. What is the next big move for you? Because there is lots of energy of learning during this period, and it's just kind of like what I am feeling here. There will be lots of new renewal energy for you. My name is Julia, and I've been in tarot world for more than 10 plus years. Today I am doing the live reading, since this reading is for you to answer all your questions. In case if you have them, type them here, and I will answer all your requests in the end of the reading. If you love the reading, subscribe to my channel. I am here for you. So what's in store for you, dear Aries? Five of Wands. Five of Wands. That's a really interesting combination. Knight of Swords. Okay. The Lovers. Okay. Five of Swords. Okay. The Fool. Oh, wow, the Tower. So you will really go to some kind of that enlightenment mode when you will now learn a lot about yourself, about the world around you, but everything will end up tremendously amazing and well for you. We see here the Queen of Swords. So there is a bigger picture here. Whenever I see the combination of the Fool and the Tower, it just keeps me showing, hey, you open up yourself to the world, to the new understanding of who you truly are. It's a really strong a learning experience which you will have during the coming time, dear Aries. So please have this in mind. This is an important reminder for you to have. Now, you want always to have that attitude to release yourself from a bit of a rush. So that rush is unnecessary. And we see here actually the combination with the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords reminds us, stop that rush, release it, because it just brings nothing but the anxiety and brings us to wrong decisions, right? And when we take over lots and lots of things from others, from the demands of the world, we don't want to go into that direction. We want actually to see absolutely everything from the perspective of openness, right? So we want to see everything openly, just like this beautiful being here. And we want to be open for lots of realizations. We see these two cards in your readings. So just have this in mind, because having that, you will develop that strong attitude to see reality. Once you see reality, you cannot actually unsee it. Once I see something, I cannot unsee it. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. These are beautiful comments. I love when someone appreciates the work. Yeah, by the way, if you have any questions here, guys, you can type them here. I'm here for you, and I will answer absolutely every question in the end of my reading. So please keep that patience. I will really just make sure to address everything. So again, it's very important to make sure that you stay in that state of openness, especially today, because guess what? This girl, she is having that sense of discernment. Today, there is so much happening here, you know, and the world around is so chaotic on some level. And then we keep accepting the demands from the world, right? When everything is pulling over us and just driving our attention to it, and not really letting us the space to sit and breathe and say, oh, I just want to just sit and breathe, right? And we just want to have that feeling of right, that state like when it just feels right. So that state of when it all feels right, it will be brought to you through this card which is Queen of Swords. I can clearly see it, but that is not something what appears out of the blue. It's something what you want to develop within you. You want to develop that quality, right? That's why we see actually the appearance of this card, the Fool in here. Oh, thank you so much for your beautiful comments, guys. It's amazing to see. By the way, if you just can type from which part of the planet you are, that would be amazing. I really love it when someone types from where you are from. So yeah, preserve that attitude of learning, and then you will develop that beautiful discernment. It's a very important quality today in this world, okay? Because when we move on the periphery, here, everything just grabs ours, feels so not right, in fact. And that's why we see here Five of Swords, right? It feels like suffocating. This bird already cannot fly, and that snake is trying to take it. That's what's happening. Oh, hi from Mexico. Wow, US. I'm from Canada, by the way. Okay, so that's beautiful. Yeah, so that's amazing always to see from which part of the world we are in here, just to stay connected. Yeah, no matter what's happening here, no matter which kind of things are happening, we can still start flying. There must be hope for that. And whenever I do the readings and I see this card, it always shows me, hey, the hope is here. Why? Because we can overcome all the confusion which is happening here. And there are methods for that. And that's exactly this wonderful capability which you can develop in you through that willpower. This girl has that tremendous willpower in her. She overcame all the confusion in her mind, right? She overcame it. She's not like that suffocated bird sitting here. She actually is ruling the world. She is ruling her world. She is experiencing her power sitting there, and she can do that next big move. But for that, you must have that attitude of openness and continuous learning. Okay? Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Very nice to see you every time when there are beautiful comments. Okay, so by the way, if you love the reading, subscribe to the channel. I'm here live now every day. I was in small vacation, but right now I'm here for you with my commitment, every day showing up, answering your questions. So that attitude of learning, that attitude of openness, it's just that courageous act which we bring to the world. Okay, in that loving attitude to ourselves and the world itself. Because it takes courage to love today's world, you know. It takes real courage, I would say. But that's our moral obligation here of this generation, to start loving this world. And why? You would ask me why. If we would not have that attitude as a generation of today, how we would prepare this for the next generation to fly? Yeah, so when we start understanding it, we start doing those changes within us continuously, because we see that moral obligation within us, that we need to still do something beyond us today. Otherwise, what we will pass to our children, right? We do not want to pass them the attitude when we kind of like lived through the life being confused completely. We can take it over today in our hands and start moving forward. We can actually say no to absolutely all the stuff, all the demands, right? From these many things which are happening around, and we can start really moving in the direction of what makes sense. This question, what makes sense, is actually a powerful question. That's why I love this card in your reading, which appeared here right now. So this is like a cut through question. Did you see how she's keeping that sword? And whenever you actually today, you know, you're watching the news, or let's say you read something, always have that question. Just doesn't make sense, you know. Even if you have that question, believe me, this card will always save you. That's the thing. And then you can open up. You kind of like, you see the combination of these two cards, you can open up the truth. Because this card is actually that openness to the truth in this specific reading. You open up the truth. There is so much like crap happening there, so you want to see today beyond the unseen. And believe me, once you start seeing, you cannot unsee it. That's how easy it is, okay? So you want to be that way today, developing that discernment within you. And once you see, you actually can start acting fast, okay? This card may be read in different combinations differently, but once you see, let's say the light is on, like right now in my room, it is on. If it is clear that this butterfly isn't here, I know it's there, right? I can do certain action there. I can remove it, something, I don't need to do that second guessing. But if I don't see, I switch off the light right now, then everything, like with the same sword, I can hurt myself and I can hurt others. So if we understand this simple principle, everything gets into place, all right? So please have this in mind, dear Aries, because the breakthrough is on the horizon. And I would love to, oh, yes. And that's exactly it. Wait for the important information. Wait for the important information. Oh, yeah, by the way, Artie, if you have questions, you can ask them here. I am here for you, for all of you guys. So if you love what I am doing, I am not here just to do the readings. I'm here also to actively interact with you. Just know about that. So yeah, there will be some important piece of information for you. And I would love to understand which kind of. Let's actually ask, because so that they would guide you. What would be that information? In fact, oh, 3 of Swords. All right. Let's see. Oh, you know, that's interesting when we keep seeing the same card again and again. Believe it or not, just in front of you, I have this Queen of Swords again. It's just accompanying my reading today. This is called, like many think, like miracle, and I tell you, it's not a miracle. It's how the universe is talking to us through the cards, because you're energetically charged, and then you can pull the same cards again and again, and they can be extremely accurate. And that's the power of it. Sometimes when I'm doing my readings and some of my clients, they are saying, Yulia, you are just like, it cannot be that way, you know, it cannot be that exact. So we just really, whenever we step into our power, right, of centeredness, we just really want to understand there is no miracle there, because our body rules the cards. It pulls literally the right answers. The Lovers, again, we had it in the previous reading. Those of you who are with me right now, you know for sure that this card appeared here, okay? So it just appeared here. So we want to see how it is a recurring thing. And you will see in your readings once you start doing that. Judgment. Oh, by the way, today I will be doing the live on this card as well. I will be talking about specifics of this card and how we can use it for noticing the signs of enlightenment within us. And this is a powerful card for that. Just looking at that card, I'm already feeling like something tremendously powerful. This is the card which is stepping into the readings, like in the whole cycle of the major arcana before the world. And this card is the first card for descension. Once we start judging the world, judging the surrounding, judging the neighbor, judging ourselves, not loving ourselves, we descend to the graveyard, like in here. You see what's happening? They are stepping from the graveyard, like literally everything gets heavy. So we need to understand the negative power of judgment. And at the same time, We need to see the healing powers in ours to release that judgment and start seeing the world from the eyes of true love, right? And that is the reminder for us for it. So just know about that. Wow, I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe it. I'm doing it in front of you. You see, true story. Do you see again the same card? And we are, whenever we see something like this, there is this powerful message for you, which you need to pay attention to. So dear Aries, pay attention to the fact that you have to establish real clear boundaries with your life in these coming months, because there will be lots and lots of coming to you. You will need to take your sword here in your career specifically in a very fierce way, in a very strong way. Do you see how she's doing it? Strong way. And the reminder of that we also see in this card, right? I want you to feel, to get that feel how it's being held here. That's the power of tarot. You not only read it from the perspective of keywords, you must start really seeing it from the perspective of the feel of the card. So that's very important, because cards have that imagery which speaks to you, and every single card can be read in specific situations differently. You just need to connect it, the meaning of the card and the whole frequency from the card, to the question which you have at this particular moment. And that's how you can start that powerful communication with the cards, right? So that's the whole art of it. You don't just play with the cards, you start truly extracting all the subconscious patterns from you if you start reading it correctly. That's exactly what I am teaching. So if you would love to learn more, subscribe to my channel. I do those readings literally every day from now on. I was in a small vacation, as I mentioned, but right now I'm just coming back for you guys. Oh, Three of Pentacles. What a powerful one. This is a beautiful card. And whenever we see this card, especially in combination with this one, it just shows one thing, that you will make it happen. You're currently involved into some endeavor, into some project, and you are working over it. That's what I see. It might feel slightly overwhelming here and there, but you know what? You will make it happen. Okay, so you just have to have that attitude of strength and patience and just like perseverance. It will happen either way. So, you know, many times we start doing something in this life, but then we don't hold strong what we are after. We don't hold strong over specific beliefs. We don't hold strong over specific values. And let's say the value is excellence, but we don't hold strong over it. We're not making things excellent, and then we get admired over people who actually hold strong over it. Why we all here get admired over Olympic players? Just because of that. They are holding those standards of excellence really strong. Exactly how this beautiful lady is holding it. Is that so? Did you ever ask yourself a question? Why we are also attached to the TV when we see Olympic players actually doing those marvelous tricks? Because they have that excellence in them. They show that excellence to the world. But the interesting thing is we can be inspired by it, and we can start creating it into our own life. And that's the message. That's the breakthrough message which you want to have inside you. You don't need to be an Olympic player to have that attitude of excellence inside you to whatever you are currently weaving in your life. And if you have it, why you want it or not, but you will start regaining energy in your activity, becoming more stable, okay? Getting into that more stability mode when you feel like it just feels right. It feels all right. It feels aligned with me. It feels aligned with my soul. It feels like it's how it should be. So you stop that continuous search, search, search. I have so many friends, they say, Yulia, I'm in that soul search mode. No, you stop searching it because you start seeing and you start weaving your true reality here. Can you imagine living that way? And it is absolutely possible. Again, you don't need to be kind of like that representation of the Olympic hero, like being the representation of that excellence. You can start doing those small things, weaving your reality day in, day out, in pursuit of something beautiful, good, and truthful. Oh, and you know what? This is an interesting thing. Once you start pursuing it, this guy appears. So this guy is actually reminding us about one thing, because we put more things into the light. If I put more things into the light, will I start seeing the face of this guy? You will ask me. Of course. And that's a beautiful thing, because when I was creating this card, I was thinking that from the following perspective, you see how they are kind of like fired here. They are fired and it is torturing them. Here, like even her breast is fired. Ladies maybe here will understand, especially when you are after pregnancy, how everything may be fired, right? So when you are fired from the pain, this guy is not seen and he's torturing us. And what is the representation of him in our life? It is any kind of like those things which are moving us backwards, right? So, hey, I am a bad wife, or I am unsuccessful woman, or I'm a pure failure, look at me, whatever. I've been everywhere, like in all these things. And I will tell you, you need to look into the eyes of this. You want to look into the eyes of this so that to do that so-called shadow work, it can be deep psychotherapy work with a specialist as well. It can be just shadow work with another specialist who is into that shadow work. You can use cards if you want some lighter version, right? And because it can be a kind work with yourself. So it's just very, very important to have that continuous striving to see more and more, to get to that phase when you see so high, right? And you see all the addictions, all the things which are surrounding, let's say, ours or people around us. And guess what? Once you start seeing it, it is an inevitable pathway to help and service. Once you start helping and serving people, you are inevitably becoming a candidate for a tremendous abundance into your life. Because there is a law of karma. If you do good to people, and it was written in the Bible, you do good to people, the life starts doing good to you, especially if you do it right. So when we plant those seeds, we nurture them, right? And we do just respect people and we treat them nicely and we clean ourselves from all these heroes within us, which many things are within us when we accumulated as sponges through our life. So when we do it that way, what is happening, we start seeing so much more, and inevitably we start doing the lots of practices for self-love. Lots and lots of practices for self-love. It's inevitable. Everyone who has come through that self-development work and who has become really driven by this powerful, beautiful spirit of the Queen of Swords. And she's caught in laser focused through everything. Absolutely everyone can confirm, and I have many girlfriends in this direction. They confirmed to me, Yulia, it was just so powerful to establish those healthy boundaries into my life, you know? And I did those boundaries from the love to myself and actually love to others, you know. And that's when you stop whining, crying That's when actually you really cry out all what is hurting inside. And that's the point of revelation, seeing everything from the higher perspective. Okay? So it's inevitable when you stop that crying period. That's part of that shadow work, cleanse work, or let deep psychotherapy work, right? So whatever you call it, or maybe just the work with yourself. So when you just cry it out, you inevitably go to the cycle of meeting all the misbeliefs. You start feeling that way. And that's exactly what actually happened to me. And I am Aries myself, right? So in the last days, I was in that circle, and it's still coming to me. And the big next move will happen eventually when we have those periods of feeling like we are battling with lots and lots of our deep misbeliefs about ourselves. So you see, like those misbeliefs, they are like those swords attacking this beauty. And you will start seeing those things, they naturally come up once you are kind of like start rising in your perspective, in seeing the world. When you start really seeing things, it's clarity comes. And then you unpeel many things about you. You start seeing those swords, you start seeing like lots of things about you, but these are not truths. These are absolutely not truths, and you will see that afterwards. Guess what? That's what will happen. You see this beautiful lady in here? So she is inevitably appearing after every possible reading when the hero, and in our case Aries specifically in our reading here, is coming through lots and lots of cleanse, deep inner cleanse work, like that deep inner cleanse work. So when it happens, when we cry it out, right, we find finally that revelation for ourselves, who we truly are. And that's the beauty of that process. And that's what every hero in every possible movie here is coming through. I'm so excited for Aries. I am Aries myself, and I can confirm these readings and what is happening in my life today. Oh, and inevitably, look, just in front of you, the sun will start shining. Here we actually overcame the moon. We just jumped to the sun. Because Aries actually is a very sunny sign. It is just like so joyful. Every Aries here possible who is watching to me right now, how can you be charged and spread this joy all around. If you are really charged, you just want to spread this joy everywhere. You cannot really leave the Aries unnoticed when he is joyful or she is joyful, or when they are in such a mode that everything needs to be crushed. They are very emotional beings, right? So I just can confirm it on my example. Yes, and this will bring you to really, really beautiful of understanding of who you truly are. You go to that sense of meditativeness, right? So meditative approach. This is so much going in alignment with this card, I would say, because that meditative approach is not attained out of the blue. It is attained after lots of inner suffering and pain, and then you start seeing it. And that's actually part of the pathway for you, Aries, here. But that is the deserved thing. You start truly seeing, discerning. It's that so-called deserved gift of seeing. And once you start seeing clearly, you can start serving more and to more people. So what your Aries coming through today, it's that lots and lots of learning period. Okay? But guess what? You will be rewarded with very supportive attitude around you. You will create, if you are building something, you will actually build a powerful community. That's inevitable. Because the light which you spread here, people feel. And people will come to your energy. That's how powerful it may be. Because it's beyond just words. You will speak literally through your experience, and you can deliver lots of value to those who are around you, because now you can see. You remember this beautiful card, right? This beautiful card of judgment, and it just shows exactly that thing. Now, what you want to be aware of is just not to take too much onto you. You remember this card appeared, right? Because if you take too much, things may get out of control. Whatever you start here, things may get out of control. So please pay attention to that, right? Always have that check-in system with yourself, because if you feel slightly overwhelmed, it's better to use any kind of breathing technique, step away, and just like sit still, okay? Nothing will disappear here. And I always remind myself about that. Hey, you've done a lot today. Now it's time to rest. Okay? Oh, there's seer, and that's exactly that thing. So you see, you start seeing beyond the current situation. It may seem to be like funny, but that's how aligned it is with what I am talking to you about. You see beyond. And by the way, the whole zodiac sign for Aries, you guys, you are capable to see beyond the veil. I have this beautiful beginning in every video, which I am posting here like 2-3 times per week in my regular videos on channel. You can see it there, seeing beyond the veil. That's my signature beginning, and it's really expressing me. I love to identify things and see beyond the unseen. And that's actually characterizing many Aries here who start working on themselves. Okay? It's a very beautiful zodiac for that. Now, we also see here in your reading 5 of Pentacles. And I can see very, very clearly that there will be the timing in coming months, actually, specifically, when you have to really stop at certain moment and just really kind of like not move too much. Because if you really go into continuous movement, this is what will happen. You will start being overcharged, overwhelmed, questioning already everything. You don't want to end up being in that position, dear Aries, so please have this in mind. That's a very important message for you for these coming months. Now, if you take all this, what I'm telling you, and just utilize that, everything will end up tremendously well. We have this beautiful queen here for you, which is Queen of Pentacles. However, watch not to get too much attached to your project right now, which you are trying so vigorously to develop, all right? Just watch it and just make sure that continuously you are detaching yourself from anything what you are currently doing, releasing, relaxing. Oh, and very interesting, there will be the new offer, the new interesting offer which will come to you, and I would love to know a bit more. What is that offer about? 2 of Pentacles. Okay, I need a bit more cards in that direction. I feel so. Let's see. So we have 2 of Pentacles. Oh, so that will be the offer which will confirm your actually movement in the direction of your dream. So do you see how she is moving patiently? But it's kind of like she knows what she's doing, weaving things around her. And we put this card together, she actually sees very clearly. You remember, like, again, we come back to that seership mode, right? seership mode, when we see things much better than anyone around us. We have that possibility. Those who are Aries here, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's just like, you know, some of my clients who are Aries, they tell me, Yulia, it's a curse to see that much, okay? It's a real curse. I may agree with that, but you may transform that attitude, actually. And you may start using that seership, seeing things, to help others. Very, very important. All right, so the attitude which you want to preserve is to release and relax and chill out. So when that offer will come to you, you don't want to overthink it that much. You don't want to have that attitude there. You just want to be really focused, and all the naysayers who are going to say against that offer, you kind of like, hey, step away from me. I am moving in the direction of my dreams. So that offer actually will move you in the direction of your dream, dear Aries. So that's a big move. That's exactly the big move which I am talking about. And I'm just wondering, what will this offer be specifically about? Let's see. Okay, so that offer will be very lucrative, first of all, profitable offer. I can clearly see it. Now, second thing, even if it will not be immediately seen to you. Now, that offer actually is coming like a gift. It's like coming like a gift from your guardian angels on some level, because you always feel like you are supported here. And this is part of that abundance flow and support for you. I personally feel continuously supported. I have my continuous guidance here all the time. Everyone who is listening to me right now and who can sense it, who can feel it, you know what I'm talking about, okay? So I'm talking to you guys. Oh, and you will be able to actually, through that offer, to deal with your emotional side. That's an interesting thing. Let's see a bit more. Okay, so there will be lots of naysayers around that offer. Okay, so they will appear, but you will need again to stay firm in your resolution for moving forward in that offer. Okay, very important thing. And trust your guts. That's the attitude which you want to have, because you go to that apprenticeship mode through this period. You want to trust yourself, not others, what others are saying to you. And that's a real thing about that, because once that offer appears in your reality, you know how many will start talking you out from that offer. Just know about that. So at some level, you will feel like that split, that inner split in you. Do you see what's happening here? You do not want to allow that. Do not allow that, please. Because, you know, in order to learn something here, especially in moving forward to your dreams, right? You want actually to start moving forward to your dreams, right? You want to have that attitude of a beautifully kind of like that attitude of apprenticeship, being a good student, okay? Find a good mentor who resonates with you and become that good student. That's what I would tell you. That's very important to have this. And then there will be so much coming to you. It's not just one offer, there will be so much more. You remember, we've been reading that there will be that beautiful community which you will actually create. People who will start supporting you. So there will be people, naysayers around that offer, but there will be something what you start creating in here. And it's strongly related to the project which you are walking yourself through right now. And it seems like it will be successful. You just need to pay attention to what works and stop thinking and attracting into your reality more of what doesn't. You know, there is a powerful term in business actually, and I learned it with the hard way. It's basically the term of a toxic revenue. And a toxic revenue or sales, it's exactly that cup which is in here. So let's say, when I'm talking about this, I just wanted to share the strengths of this card when we pay attention and try to do absolutely everything for everyone. So I was trying to serve all my clients until one day I understood that I need to serve those who really honor, love, and appreciate what I'm doing, and not like everyone around me. Because if you serve everyone, you become nothing for everyone. That was a hard lesson which I learned. So always, always establish powerful borders and really cleanse yourself from everyone who doesn't value your work. Know your boundaries, very important, and only in that case you will be able to shine like this beautiful Empress, because she knows her borders for sure. She values and appreciates herself, and that type of attitude you want to instill in you. Okay, you want to really work and interact with people who love what you are doing, because in this case there is that sacred energy exchange and sacred union between you both, and that's when true things are being born. By the way, if you love what I am doing, subscribe to my channel. I'm doing lives literally every day here from now on, because I just want to explain certain deep esoteric things for you guys. How can you truly start valuing yourself, right? How can you value yourself on a new level? How can you appreciate what you are, who you are, and what you are doing in this life? How is that? And then you will be able to manage all your emotions. That's how it is. You don't need after that all the nonsense, because what's happening is you become that way and it naturally follows. How is that? So if you become that way, like an Empress, and it naturally follows for you to feel beautiful within, you don't need any kind of inner work anymore, because you start feeling like a true Empress, knowing your boundaries and respecting boundaries of people around you. By the way, if you have any questions, type them here. I am here for you. I just want to see if someone had asked me anything. I don't see questions. All right. So I go live here every day. If you loved what I was doing at this moment, you can subscribe at this channel. With that in mind, I want to leave you with a powerful messaging for today as a beautiful inspiration. Look at this. And this is the beginning of all abundance. I give, right, what I want to receive. It was written actually in the Bible. That's the golden rule. I give what I want to receive. And you know what? That type of attitude always worked for me. Whenever I was giving something with my true heart, with all my beautiful intentions, it may not be received from the same person. The universe takes care about us. It just gives you back in different beautiful ways. All right, if you loved what I am doing here, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and see you soon in the next video. I'm coming live in a few minutes with the few signs how you can identify really the signs of enlightenment and seership in you. See you there.